Welcome back to our vintage playthrough, episode 33. On the previous episode, we went and sold all those silage bales. Look how much money we have, 174,000. That is awesome. We have to get this honey sold right away here because it is the highest price. It's decreasing, so we'll get this loaded up. And then we also have to get our animals topped up before we advance to the next month here. I think I'm going to put the rest of those pallets of the food we have for the pigs, since it was giving us interference. Let's just get all that fed to the pigs so it's in their pen. We have a little bit of space. They might not take it all. Obviously, we'll do the corn first because they go through that quickly. And then we'll do the... try to get what we can for potatoes in there, but they don't eat a lot of potatoes, so I don't want to completely fill that slot if we need to have more of the other food that they eat, which is corn we're using. There's plenty of corn in our greenhouse, so we can just grab from there when we need it. I think this shed, what we'll do is I think I'm going to put the tedder in here. The tedder's small enough, we barely use it. We only need it if we're going to do hay, which we haven't had to make in quite a while. We're actually still good for probably a year or two, I think, before we're actually going to need the hay to be made, which is totally fine. Yeah, they can suck this right up. Try to get all the corn in here. Yeah, it was giving us, for those that are just joining or didn't see the last episode, it was sucking the pallets when I was behind trying to get out of the silo. It would take them out of the pallets, which was getting quite annoying. So we can't have them in this shed here, I guess, which is unfortunate. But like I said, we can repurpose it. We'll put the tedder in there. Maybe we could put something else in there too if we can make it work. We could maybe put that slurry tank in there, but kind of like that sitting outside. But like I said, we'll see how much room we can have. Kind of get things that we barely use in there, so it's out of the way. Let's see. And I think what we'll do with the capital, I was kind of thinking a lot about this, is let's just go crazy getting investing in fields, and then we can go, like I said, go max out on putting crops in. Get as much money as we can, depending, you know, whether or not we just decide to go 1 year. Yeah, they're completely outless. I'll just leave this here. So we're not going to be able to get any potatoes in there. I could put these under the horse awning as well. I think that's a good idea. And they're not in the way. Because we have soybeans yet to deliver. And then we'll just be in the same boat. It's a shame it was that way. We were really close to the spout. I don't know why it was pulling from the pallets. But yeah, if we buy a bunch of fields, and then we can, like I said, get them as much profit as we can here before we wrap up the series. We'll have to see how it goes. I was kind of, like I said, thinking just maybe doing about another year and then calling it good. I'm really eager to get started on the Brazil map. We want to make sure we got enough capital when we go in there. We got our operation. We'll probably end up building our farm from scratch. I really want to do one of those constructibles. And I did say I want to also get some, you know, keep the horses going, so we got some of them coming in. So I think we'll go down and buy another couple of those, and then we'll just sell them, whether we run them to old age or not. We'll just sell it whatever price it is. We got the stable, might as well take advantage of it. Let's see, are we done with the forklift? I guess I'll just park it regardless here. I know we got to get water for the animals yet. I'm gonna keep stuff out of the way. This doesn't give us trouble running into things. We'll get these pallets sold at the farmer's market, which is nice and close. Couldn't ask for a better spot for it. Let's see, the pallet area is farther down. Oh, right in here. There we go. 4,000. Yeah, about 5,000 total. Yeah, we can go ahead and let's go ahead and drop the greenhouses down. It is spring. It's time to let some air get at these. Bam! There we go. And of course, we are doing grapes and olives. These look completely amazing. These will actually give us a lot of good money, passive income. Hopefully we can fill it bulk into the truck. Let me check on what it can hold. Because it is grapes. Seems like grapes are delicate and not allowed to go into the bin. There's olives, there's grapes. So maybe that's something Giants changed. Which is kind of weird because they made such a big deal about those special trailers for grapes in 22 when it came out. Maybe they just decided to let us do what we want to do. So we'll probably have to put the sides on this, but I guess we'll do it when we need to do it. We'll just park it for now. Let's see, I don't know if we'll need the lime, but we'll call it good there. Let's get on that water. I think I'm going to use a car. It just goes a little bit faster. I want to get some more use out of this car before we have to sell it. We'll probably go to Brazil empty-handed. I was originally thinking about driving down there with our truck or something, but I really want to... I think I want to use a different truck for our operations anyway, so we might as well just sell everything and then we'll take a train or a bus, however we get down there. We'll make it work. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little time lapse on the water supply. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and pick up a couple horses. And like I said, we may not bring them all the way to maturity, which is 36 months. This takes quite a while. Let's see, we need loaded onto, yeah, it'd be this other one. Let's do a... I'm gonna do all like different colors. I don't know if we have one of these. I suppose we could look, but let's just go with one of these and then let's see. Select 500 bucks. And then we'll do a chestnut, or should we do a dun? Pinto. I don't remember if we did a pinto or not. Let's just get one of these two. Regardless, we'll get a profit on them. Again, depending on how long we go is how big that profit will be, but it will be a profit nonetheless. Okay, let's see if we can pack this in first person. I gotta use the mirrors. This is probably gonna be extremely difficult. It's almost like you can't. Yeah, that's not happening. It was worth a try. Okay, so into the pen you go. Can we do both? No, we can't. And bam. Okay. They are unloaded. So we should be able... Ooh, what's going on there? I think we just unloaded them to the ground. Let's check the horse pasture. There's only... yeah, they're not in there. I suppose... I don't know why it did that. I literally went to the marker. We'll just have to try to ride them in, maybe. Plenty of room in the pasture for them, so... yeah, isn't there a... it's the jump button. Space? No. Yeah, space. Do it the old-fashioned way. Okay. So they should be in the pen now, right? Yeah. I suppose we could just open the gate. It goes in. And we can just walk right in. Maybe. Yeah, they don't, that's something they should improve is the horse physics. Okay, so they are in. Yeah, we had 2 pintos. So that's fine. Plenty of food. So we got, yeah, 0 months on those. And then there's a 9. We got 9 and then there's a 6. And we'll see how, like I said, far to a maturity we'll do those. Let's go ahead and check off the honey. Complete. And I think we're good until, let's see, we got grapes to sell in May, which is going to be a very nice profit. And we have 3 fields we got to figure out what we're planting in yet. Haven't really sat down and figured out what we want to plant. We could go crazy and just do like a bunch of canola or something. So I'm kind of looking over things. Maybe we should just go crazy and do a bunch of soybeans. It's a nice money crop. We don't have to worry about any nitrogen on those if we do that, because soybeans don't require nitrogen. They produce their own, which is very nice. It might get kind of boring, but it would be really simplistic for us to remember that. And then we could go ahead and buy 55 up here as well. I should probably do that before they plant something else on it. So let's go ahead and buy that. 55, 35,000. It is ours. I want to go over to precision farming and we'll go ahead and just purchase the soil information. So we got that. How is the pH? Yeah, pH is bad. Well, no, it's good there. Yeah, we'll just leave it then. Yeah, it's gonna be nice to get used to this smaller field here. And then there was another one. Do we have enough money for this other one over here? 86? 85,000? Oh, easily. So we'll buy that one too. We're gonna go crazy and just make a bunch of cash crop. How is we gotta do purchase the soil information again. And this one is, how is that pH? So this is okay. I think we'll ride with that. Yeah, too bad like these other ones here, we couldn't do some more of these other fields. This one's got sugar beets, this one has spinach, and then this one has carrots. We don't want to mess with those other harvesters. I suppose you could buy the carrot harvester, but I think for simplicity's sake, we'll do that. Yeah, let's just go crazy with soybeans. We'll do every field in soybeans. It might be kind of boring, but I think we're going to make some decent cash crop on that. And like I said, little upkeep as well. So we can go ahead to April. And we can, I suppose, get ready for planting. All right, welcome to April. We do have 58,000 left, and I was just looking at the map once again. 56 has some wheat on it, and I don't think that wouldn't be a bad idea if we own that, because it's definitely in our price range. 49, we can easily make it. Let's visit that real quick. And I gotta purchase data. There is some weeds here, but I think that's fine. Looks like they did a pretty good job upkeeping it. Let's go ahead and purchase this one as well, since we have the cash. And then we'll harvest that when the time comes. I'm also gonna buy the soil information just for consistency here. Purchase, yes. Okay. So yeah, the nitrogen is really bad, and also the pH. So it's going to be a low yield crop on here, unfortunately, but growth is 5 out of 8, so we got a little while before we harvest that. I think we have another, we had barley in ours. So we get a variety of both. We will make some straw bales out of that, because why not? Oh, I left the car over here. We'll get this parked back. And then we will get going on our planting. We'll plant them all, like I said, with soybeans. It'll be really easy. And it'll bring in a lot of cash. We'll back her in. We're gonna get a little fancy here. Perfect. Okay, so our planting, we need to, yeah, soybeans we have to do on the planter, correct? Yes, we can only do soybeans on the planter. Might as well use this one. Get this set up. We got everything kind of organized pretty nice in here. I guess those seeds should last us for a little while. If we do got to get another bag, so be it. We'll do so. Let's see, we should probably start on our home fields first. And then we can go to the new fields. I don't know if we'll get them all done in... But we got... It'll be a long time lapse, I suppose. Let's get a little bit started here and see where we're at. Okay. Yeah, this is passive. So we should be pretty good here. We do have to roll it as well. So I may, during the time-lapse, put off a worker on the planting and then switch over to the rolling with the other tractor. Just to keep things moving. Okay, without further ado, let's begin a nice time-lapse. So we are out of seed. Well, how much does this hold? Does it say? Let's see here. Lizard, mass. Let's check in the menu, I guess. 800 liters. So I think what I want to do... Yeah, we did use all the seed up, so we need to purchase some seed. 800. Yeah, so if we got the single, it would take forever. So let's just get the bundles here. Seeds. First time we haven't actually used these yet, so it'll be nice to see these. Yeah, so we'll do the 750, so that's 3 bundles. We're only short 50. We could throw an extra single on, but I'm not worried about that. That's fine. 945 bucks. Throw these at the shop. Let's see, I think we have to... I'll leave the tractor. We'll use this truck to go grab them, bring them down. It would have probably been nice to have like a side-by-side or something for this purpose, but again, that's what this truck is for. Here we are. Let's take a good look at them. Didn't really get to see these before yet. I'll zoom in. Look at that. Seeds 50 liters, all natural. We care about your farm as if it was our own. I love this mod so much. This is really what Giants should be using. Base game. Those bags are just... They're kind of a pain because... I mean, I suppose it's unreal to be lifting something up, like, you know, a bundle like this, but... Those bags, sometimes with the machines, they're just too heavy. Like, for our skid steer, they would tip over. I gotta remember also that we gotta feed our chickens. I think we'll pick that up on the next episode. Do gotta remember that, though. Let's get the cedar taken care of so they can keep going. Looks like our roller is finished. We'll have to get them on the other field. A boring job is the rolling. I think I'd rather seed than roll. But it does have a bigger working with, so it ain't as bad as it used to be. Perfect. Now we just drive up next to it. Let's open those covers up. I guess we can... Does that work? Yeah, we can just load them from here. Perfect. 350. So actually we can only load 350. I guess the 850 was for fertilizer. So I read that wrong. Alright, let me hire that back off. They should be able to pick up where they gone. Or they're gonna go somewhere else or what? You're not blocked, you're fine. Okay. Alright, they are off. That seed will probably actually last quite a while too. So I'll run this back to the farm. We may need it. Maybe I'll leave it on the truck. Okay, so I think we're going to leave it there for today's episode. And on the next one, we're going to pick up here with the planting. We got, let's see, 2 more fields to do. Yeah. And we got to continue to roll. Oh, I also wanted to... Let's put an entrance right here. With the brush. Real quick. Go up here, or should we go down there? Let's go right here. Something like that, and then I want to put a little bit of bushes here so you can't like shortcut it. Like you wouldn't shortcut it. And over here as well. Just so it feels a little bit realer. That probably shouldn't be in the road. Yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.